Welcome to Experience Africa, a rather unique, not-for-profit travel service. It should be known from the start we're not looking for funding in any way. We are self-funded via other ventures. We are looking for foundations to receive the funding we generate. When one books with Experience Africa, 10 to 20% will be donated to conservation. Clients can choose a cause: rhino, elephant, cheetah, or the African Wildlife Foundation. Safaris offer commission from 10 to 40%, an average of 25%. 10% will go to development and marketing. 10 to 30% will go to conservation. Currently, we receive these discounts, which generates up to 20% for conservation. If we do well, or the safaris like our message, they will give us greater discounts and we will be able to create greater funds for conservation, up to 30%. Experience Africa was first created in 2009. In 2010, the original website was recreated as African Concierge for Sotheby's Realty, but its content management system was not stable, so we had to scrap it. In 2011, a plan was made to recreate the website and duplicate it many times, creating great wealth. In May 2011, the plan was adapted to use half this wealth for the greater good, and the concept, give half back, was conceived. Within the hypothesis that followed, a beautiful, for-benefit business network was theorized. In 2013, we started to create the web framework, starting with capevillas.com. The first thing we did was create a better CMS, content management suite, and recreate the website as Cape Town Luxury Villas. We then added a few other tricks and an online booking system and recreated it as Villa Secrets. Earlier this year, we created a plan to duplicate Villa Secrets many times in many locations. For this plan to work, we needed to adopt content marketing, as each website would need unique content. Further to this, we needed to stop working in Dreamweaver and straight PHP and work in WordPress, or more to the point, integrate what we were doing with WordPress to use the WordPress auto syndication. As soon as we had mastered WordPress, we made our first WordPress website. And here it is, experienceafrica.com. We've used the HTML effects and it looks really great. Because we've got such good images, it really does make for a good looking website, and I think it'll do well. With Experience Africa, the plan has always been to just present a few of the best safaris, not swamp the customer with hundreds of options. And we've spent some time making this top 10 that we can see here. Camp Jabulani was actually put in because it was unique as you ride on elephants on the safari. The other 9 that made it to the first top 10 were genuinely the 9 most popular safaris in the world, according to the amount of people searching for them on Google. However, of the top 10, 8 were in South Africa, and that really wasn't representative of a good broad section. It wasn't showing the best of the best, it was showing the most popular, and South Africa is easier to get to, so it becomes more popular just because of its ease. It's not necessarily the best wildlife experience. So we're going to make a system. Here is our safari sources, and we're giving each source a trust score. We've got Rhino Africa, Go to Africa, we've got the Safari Awards, many Condé Nast votes, World Traveller Awards, and we're putting these all into a spreadsheet and then a computer system, and here we can see the top 20 awards for Condé Nast Readers 2014. At number 1, Londolozi gets a score of 100. At number 20, Little Vumbara Camp gets a 5. We're going to do this for every single source, add up all the points, and the safaris with the most points rise to the top of the list. However, that's not going to be how we're going to order it. First, the order is going to be in location. Tanzania, the Serengeti, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Kenya, and then further down the list, Rwanda, Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. The way it'll work is, in Tanzania, the highest scoring safari in Tanzania will be first, and that we know is going to be Singita Grumeti. And we follow the system down for all the other places. We've created Experience Africa. We've also got a few other domains that we're going to make. These two are very interesting. African Safari Awards and SafariAwards.com. We're going to be using the best of the best that we create for Experience Africa to make about 25 nominations. We will then be asking various experts on safaris to vote their best from our nominations, and their score tallies will create African Safari Awards and SafariAwards.org, from which the top 10 we will then look for a celebrity panel and a known businessman panel, conservationists, to go on the safaris and then vote for which ones they preferred, so creating top10safari.com. Our marketing system is content marketing, or as it is often known, inbound marketing. Both are about attracting new business. Instead of having 500 targeted visitors from Google Ads, we will show and send 160,000 articles and emails to the world and then re-advertise. Safari on Google pay-per-click AdWords is about $8 per click, whereas an article to be sent via Outbrain is only 25 cents. So we can send 32 articles on Outbrain for the cost of one Google ad. We have not planned to advertise in Google in phase 1. However, content marketing will improve Google organic results. As each syndication links back to our website, and entries in pay-for-inclusion blog directories will give powerful links. This, added to making websites using the name of the keyword as the name of the website, will sooner or later create inquiries from Google and Bing and Yahoo search engines. In 2015, safaris lost literally 70% of their business due to guests' misconception that they may catch Ebola. Content marketing is needed for the entire industry. We will blog about this, we will blog about the conservation initiatives, and we will blog about safaris in general, so helping this misconception. As we are using content marketing, we are helping the industry as a whole, not taking a slice of the existing business market share. Most of our guests will be people who were planning a different holiday but got tempted to go to or go back to Africa due to our blogs. In terms of conservation donations, we expect few or even none of our guests were likely to make donations to African conservation if not for our initiative. Again, creating a new marketplace, not looking to make market share from the existing market. To start off with, we're going to create about 30 different, we're going to add about 30 different safaris to the website and make about 8 different top 10s, top 10 in Tanzania, top 10 in South Africa, top 10 in Namibia, etc. We have a staff complement which is paid for by Villa Secrets of a Zen certified programmer, 2 qualified PHP programmers, an HTML5 web designer, 1 magazine copywriter, and myself. We will be adding another copywriter. The programmers are going to be working on various things, but largely on social network and social bookmarking sites, auto updates. And let's have a look at what that is. Here we can see WordPress. This is a blog, and we did this as a test. This blog page updates one single blog to not only the website, it goes to Blogger, it goes to Delicious, it goes to 4 different Facebook business pages and a Facebook profile page. It goes to Flickr, it goes to free Google Plus pages, it goes to LinkedIn, it goes to LiveJournal, it goes to Plurk, Pinterest, Reddit, StumbleUpon, Tumblr, and Twitter. We will be making hundreds of these connections. It took us about a day to make those 15, so over a 3-month period we could literally make hundreds and hundreds of different social networks. The thing is, we want most of them to be on different people's websites, so we're going to ask friends and people we do business with if we can just put a social network page on their site. This is stage 2. Once we have got our website to a point where we've got about maybe 70 different safaris on it, all the safaris that we think are good and have been shown up in our awards system, we're going to be doing some blog syndication. We're going to be let's have a look before we look at this page. Let's have a look at how it works. This is Best of the Web, that is generally considered the most useful blog directory to be in, and here we're going to be adding 8 blogs in regional Africa, recreation, travel, and some other. There's philanthropy, there's conservation. 8 different blogs in there. Now normally this would cost $299 per blog, but as we're doing 10, they've said we can do it for about $150. They've also said if we do many more, which we intend to do, this price can come down to $29. So if content marketing works for us, the more we do, the cheaper it gets. This blog portal will let us advertise for free if we're not advertising about travel. So if we're talking about the conservation, or if we're talking about Ebola not being anywhere near any safaris, we can advertise in here. There are also free blog directories. We will obviously be putting all of our blogs in the free blog directories. Lastly, there is PR Web, and this sends out the message to the news agencies and a lot of blog sites in general. And we'll be using this, and for each blog directory we'll be choosing a different blog to put in it. For this one, we would really look at a blog about Ebola, showing some nice maps of where the safaris are, showing where the Ebola is, showing there's a big gap between them, and really highlighting the point that there is no, trying to get that 70%, that 30% of people stopped going last year. We want to try and get them back, and what better source? Okay, so we're going to be using these, paying to be in these blog directories. Outbrain is a PPC service, pay-per-click. PR Web we've spoken about. AdRoll is when any client likes our blogs and comes to our website, if they go through about 3 or more free pages, we're going to send them adverts on Facebook and on Skype for about a month, hoping they'll come back and book. Okay, so working on the basic principle that Outbrain is 32 times cheaper than Google pay-per-click, we've roughly estimated that this type of advertising is 32 times cheaper. Hence, we will get this amount of syndications, 100,000, just over 100,000. We have a lot of email addresses from our villas, and some people who want a villa in Cape Town may well want a safari, so they're pretty targeted. Our social networks auto-updating. We hope to have got to about 400 different social networks by that point, social network pages. That times the 100 blogs that we'll be sending. The 100 blogs will be all the pages we've made so far, and we'll just recreate them as blog pages and send them as blogs. That creates 100 that we'll be sending out, 400 syndications, and a Facebook page, someone sees it, not just one person sees a post on a Facebook, it gets seen by quite a lot of people. If 10 people see each post we do, that's 200,000. So that's 330,000 views before social sharing, and as we've got important messages, social sharing could well come into it. So we could have a million views. Whether we're going to get an inquiry for a million views, I just do not know. I really hope so. I'd really hope to get 2 or 3 or maybe 4, but there's no way until we do this. That's why we can't do any long-term predictions, because we have no idea about the initial input data. However, if we were to make 2 bookings based on previous experience, we would raise 4,000 for marketing and 4,000 for conservation. And of course, plan B is all of these pages, all of these links. That's 8 PageRank 5 links will be coming from Best of the Web. All of these high PageRank links All of these social syndications give links. Some of them count, some of them don't. But over time, Experience Africa is going to rise in the search engines, and as will its other websites, africansafari.reviews, tanzaniasafari.tours. So, you know, if we don't get the money, if we don't make it via the social syndications, the plan B is just to rely on search engine optimization. Okay, let's have a look at the recipient foundations. We desire to approach first the cheetah foundation. Why? Because cheetah's actually the most endangered animal. They have about 8,000 cheetah left in the world, and in Namibia it's got the largest population, and cheetah.org are there at the cutting edge of saving the cheetah. The solution is to breed dogs, and for the dogs to live with the farmers, so the dogs chase away the cheetahs and the wild dogs, who are actually also very endangered, and it stops the farmers, stops the cheetahs and the dogs taking the farmer's herd, and it stops the farmer having to shoot them, basically. This is, you know, it's complex, but it works. Save the Rhino Trust. Prince Harry has volunteered for them, so we feel very safe that that they're a credible organisation. One of SaveTheElephants.org or ElephantConservation.org, and the African Wildlife Foundation, who are very transparent. Their financials are on their website, and you can see that 90% of the money that goes in goes out to the appropriate ways. International foundations considered to administer the donations, i.e. the money goes to the Clinton Foundation or the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they administer it. That's possible, but it's also unlikely. Financial systems legitimacy and transparency. To offer total transparency, we will develop an online financial reporting system. This is well within our capability, and actually it's been on the agenda since 2010, and it's about time we did it. We're going to create it as a custom application for Salesforce, and all bookings and payments will be in plain sight on a web page within Experience Africa. So everything is an open book. Should anyone want to offer us advice or say, look, you will need to do this for us to endorse us, tell us what we need to do and we'll do it, no problem. What we need from foundations, initially we just need an endorsement, a heads of agreement letter that we can show on our website. That means someone's, we're not just making this up. We have spoken to the foundations, and we do intend to give the money to the foundations. And we need this before we approach the safaris. We feel if we approach the safaris without having any contact or communication with the foundations that we're talking about, we will not be seen as legitimate. What we desire from foundations, when funds come in, if it's over $1,000, we'd really like the foundation to just give an email or display the names of the people who donated the money on their website, and we can help with the functionality of the displaying it on the website. This is really, it's not essential, but it really would help, because it's 10 times cheaper to keep a customer than it is to find a new one. We will obviously send the clients a thank you, but if the clients get a thank you from the foundation saying thank you very much for the $1,800, this is really helping us, and we really appreciate your gesture, and we hope you can come and visit us again soon. Something like that. That guest is going to tell their friends about it. They're going to, and they're likely to come back. So it's just good remarketing. Once a number of donations have been made, it would be really nice if a dedicated web page was made on the foundation listing the donations and showing what has been done with the foundations. Of course, a link to our website will only boost us and help us to make more money, and so we can give more back. Okay, thank you very much. This has been Experience Africa.